Today, we're talking about how brands scale to 100 million plus with organic content and paid ads, giving you the step-by-step formula. This formula is how many of the biggest 8 to 10 figure brands are dominating social media and their industries. So how do you actually develop an organic content and paid ad strategy to scale to 100 million and beyond? If you are an 8 to 10 figure personal brand or consumer brand looking for the growth strategy in 2025, this video is for you. By the way, I'm Logan Forsyth, founder and co-CEO of Media Scaling, where we've generated over 5 billion views and billions in revenue for 8 to 10 figure consumer and personal brands in the last 2 years. And this stuff is all that I do. You can scale to multi-7 figures just by running paid ads, but I have yet to see someone pass that 8-figure, 10 million per year mark without building a great brand through organic social media content. If you're running ads without a proven organic content strategy, you're likely going to get stuck where you can't scale past spending 50 to 100,000 per month in paid ads. And the reason being is because you just don't truly have a brand. Also, top performing organic content almost always turns into top performing ads. So when you have both, it becomes an extremely profitable flywheel that scales you to 8 figures and beyond. So first, let's talk about your organic content strategy. A lot of you watching likely already have a dialed in organic strategy. And if that's you, this will still be valuable to you. So keep watching. Your minimum ideal goal is 1 long form video per week. So let's just say that this is a long form video here, and then 2 short form videos per day. So let's call these the short form videos. And on these 2 short form videos per day, you want to be posting them across every platform. That's going to be Instagram, that's going to be Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, X, and Snapchat. The reason you want to do this is because short form content works incredibly well on each one of these platforms. And every single time you post a short form video, more than 50% of its reach, so let's call this the total reach, more than 50%, which is going to be in this bucket here, usually 60 to 99% goes to non-followers. And these are targeted non-followers based on trillions of data points that the platforms use on us for advertising based on our interests. So every single time you post short form content, it's like a digital billboard getting you in front of hundreds, if not thousands, potentially millions of new targeted people for your brand. And so you can look at every single one of these lines as another digital billboard getting you in front of tons of new people every single day, completely for free of your reach. And the goal of the short form content is, 1, to drive conversions, to drive brand awareness, to drive people back to your free stuff. So this could be webinars, free lead magnets, your email newsletter, free courses, free community, so on and so forth. You get the trend that free stuff is what converts the best of going from organic short form content to getting people inside of your ecosystem of your business and collecting their contact information. But also a huge goal of the short form content is to drive to the long form content, because this is what really nurtures the relationship. There's something I like to call the 13-hour rule, to where if someone spends 13 hours watching your content, they're very likely going to buy anything that you sell if they are a good fit for that thing that you sell, which is probably going to be the case if they've watched this much of your content. And the fastest way to create this 13-hour relationship is through long form. The benefit of short form is it allows you to rapidly scale your brand awareness through top of funnel reach, and then you funnel that all back down to your long form content and to your lead magnets that I'll put over here. Another huge lever with all of this is you can take literally all the reach that's created from every single one of these pieces of content. Again, this is daily over here, and this is at least weekly over here, and you can retarget it with ads. And these ads are very conversion driven, which leads to a lot of money for you and your business. And this is the overall flywheel that we're going to be talking about for your 8-figure and eventually 100 million plus organic and ad content strategy. Okay, so you may have the question of, what should your organic content strategy be? Now, if you're watching this video and you are between the 8 to 10 figure level with your brand already, you probably already have a dialed in content strategy but there's always room for improvement. And if you're not, here's also some of the action steps that you can take. The best two tools and places to start is going to TikTok and also viewstats.com, which is Mr. Beast's software tool that he uses for YouTube. Both of these are incredible tools for content research that works with any industry and any niche to find the most viral content concepts in minutes and let you become an expert with a cup of coffee and 3 hours of deep work, just studying what out there is working in your space. You can go to TikTok search, or you can go to viewstats.com and start searching any keywords that are related to your business or industry. And both of these tools are going to pull up all the top performing content for that keyword. And then what you want to do is you want to study it. That's a magnifying glass. And pay attention to the hook, the frameworks behind it, what's being said, the type of content. Are they speaking on stage? Is it user-generated content? Is it like the green screen overlay format? Is it the type of format to where it's like the same person talking to themselves as two different avatars in the content? Pay attention to the type of content. Pay attention to the hook they're using. With the hook, what you want to pay attention to is what shows on screen. A lot of the time you can use a text headline type hook that shows on the content itself. You want to pay attention to the visual hook in terms of what is actually happening in the video. Is there some type of pattern interrupt to grab your attention? And then pay attention to the verbal hook. What is the person in the content or the content itself actually saying in the video? And then pay attention to the framework and use that same framework. Use everything that they use in the hook, the content style, and make it your own for your own brand, speaking to your target audience, your target client or customer. You can do this process, and then as mentioned, you can always come up with unlimited content ideas here to post 2 times short form videos per day, and then 1 times long form video per week. And again, this becomes a big flywheel for your business. On top of using TikTok and viewstats.com to come up with content ideas, as you've probably already learned, ChatGPT is the ultimate mentor and brainstorming partner for literally everything. It's like speaking to Einstein times 1,000 for any subject that exists ever on the internet. And it can be a very helpful tool to give you clarity of who exactly you want to speak to in your content, and then a lot of different angles, hot buttons, desires, pain points, problems, and challenges that they deal with that you can speak on inside of that content and use for hooks. So you're doing the proven frameworks from TikTok and ViewStats, and then you're using your ICP or your target avatar that you can do a lot of very deep due diligence with inside of ChatGPT and merging it all together. So a great prompt you can use to start with this is you can go to ChatGPT and then say, you are the best brand and social media growth expert in the world with experience scaling numerous brands past 100 million across every industry. Then insert your company and what you do. Then insert a brief description of your current content advertising strategy with numbers such as your audience size per platform, ad spend per platform, expenses, revenue, profit, and more. The more context you give ChatGPT, the better answers it gives you based on your specific situation. And then you want to insert your ideal client profile or ideal customer that you want to rapidly attract with your content. After you've inserted each of those, then ask it, what is the best branding, content, and advertising roadmap I need to follow to rapidly attract my ideal customers, scale past 100 million, and become the dominant market leader in my industry? Now, again, this should give you an amazing starting point, and then you can really dive deep into every answer and suggestion ChatGPT gives you to get full clarity on this entire process. Like I mentioned, in the last 2 years, we've generated over 5 billion organic views on socials for our clients and gained more than 24 million followers and subscribers across platforms for them. We have tons of data to back this up. We've tested posting volume per account across platforms with short form content, anywhere from 1 post per day up to 12 posts per day and everything in between. There are variables to it, but overall, we see best results posting twice per day per account across platforms with short form content and 1 time per week of long form content as your flywheel. You do this, and I promise you, what you will see is exponential growth of your brand when you stay consistent with it and you follow this process of having your content be data backed based on what is working the best, and then model that and make it your own. And now that you have the entire flywheel of proven quality organic content going out and your brand is seeing growth there, it's time to throw fuel in the fire and incorporate your paid strategy, which really will scale you to that next level and put you on that growth track to 10 million and then 100 million and beyond. As mentioned, top performing organic content turns into top performing ads. So when you're posting, let's start with the 2 short form videos per day, and one of those gets 500,000 views. When your average view per video is 5,000, this is a winner, and you want to run it as an ad and put paid spin behind it, because what you're going to see is that ad outperform basically all of your other creatives. As mentioned, most of the clients that we work with are 8 to 10 figure consumer brands and personal brands, many of which spend millions of dollars profitably per month on paid ads. And what we've learned through our clients is scaling profitably at that budget level with paid ads is less about all the specific interests and targeting that you do and more about the creative than anything else. The better the creative, the higher the scale you can do while remaining profitable. And the biggest advertisers are testing the most creative. We have clients that are funneling in 50 to 100 new pieces of creative every single week for their paid ads. And a way that you can really squeeze the juice is, one, by using the proven organic content, running that as paid ads, because instead of having to put paid budget behind it to just find out that it is a low performer or an average performing ad, we found this winner through free reach, free organic reach that you did not have to put paid spend behind. And so when you follow this process, you have a lot less waste with your paid advertising, because the platform is telling you for free with the reach what creatives that you should run as ads and what creatives that you should not. Now, when it comes to content on the organic side and the paid side, it's pretty simple to bucket things into really 3 pillars. So this first part, you have the hook, then you have the body, and then you have the CTA, or just the outro of the video. Now when you're repurposing the organic content over here, the top performing organic content, you can start to remix it in a variety of ways as well. And depending on your level of ad spend each month, maybe you record 3 different hooks. And then maybe you also record 3 different calls to action to embed on the end of it. And now you can mix all of these together to create 9 or more variations all on this one organic piece of content that has proven to perform far more than your average post. On top of squeezing all the juice out of the lemon for this organic piece of content, a lot of the time it also works really, really well just to run this same piece of content without changing it at all as the ad, given that is the core piece that performed the best. If you're watching this, I assume that you're already doing this, but you typically always have a high ROAS or high ROI on retargeting campaigns, and you can set up retargeting campaigns for all the reach and engagement and even more specific data points based on all of your organic content. And so you should always be encapsulating all of your organic reach and engagement with paid ads by retargeting them and having conversion-driven actions there. That's another way to ink more profits out of your organic content strategy. So what we just went through can scale you to multiple 7 figures and even past that 10 million per year mark. Now, the thing that's going to get you from 10 million to 100 million plus and really just do everything at an entirely new level of scale and become the ultimate competitive edge for you and your brand is going to be what we call the sub-account strategy. Now, what the sub-account strategy is it's going off of the philosophy that we talked about earlier, to where every single time you post short form content, which is this, the post gets a total reach and views. And every single time across every platform, 60 to 99% of that total reach goes to non-followers. And the non-followers are targeted based on interest using the same data that the platforms use for advertising. So what is the sub-account strategy? That is when, instead of just having one account on Instagram, one account on Facebook, one account or channel on YouTube, one account on Snapchat, one account on TikTok, LinkedIn, and X, we create a second Instagram, a third Instagram, a fourth Instagram, a fifth Instagram, and so on and so forth. And then do this across every single platform. Because what happens when you do this is you can now distribute a huge level of more content organically every single day across all platforms, to where you are building omnipresence and not platform dependent on any one platform or any one medium, such as paid ads, and spending all of your budget on Meta every single month, and then your business manager gets shut down and you're screwed for 3 months and your revenue goes way down. Every single one of these sub accounts are still branded to you, and the bios, the links in bios, everything's linking back to your primary socials and your offers. And what this allows you to do is distribute much more short form content while maintaining high quality. And where you want to be is posting 2 times per day across every single one of these sets of accounts. And so now on Instagram, in this scenario, you posted 10 videos on Instagram, 10 videos on Facebook, 10 videos on YouTube, on Snapchat, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, and on X. Now you have a total of 70 videos in one day. And then when you multiply this out across 30 days, what that gives you is 2,100 total posts per month. When you're doing 2,100 total posts per month that are high quality and targeted, with all of them getting 60 to 99% non-follower reach, you are growing faster than any other player in your space. This becomes the ultimate competitive edge for you and your brand. And then what happens is you get so much data from all this organic content being posted out and so much new creative being tested that you're constantly finding a winner here, a winner here, a winner here, and a winner here every single day. And now you have way more organic content winners that you can run as paid ads. And so we're doing what I just showed on the last page of repurposing your top performing organic content to paid ads, where your ads perform significantly better. And then on each one of these 4 creatives per day that you would otherwise see maybe one winning creative per month when you just have one set of accounts, you can also remix this with multiple hooks, multiple CTAs, and multiple other creative angles to get a ton of creative constantly coming out. Plus, when you post this much content across all these sub accounts, again, you can retarget them. You can retarget all the reach, all the engagement, all the interactions with paid ads and conversion-driven content. And when you're posting this much every single day, we've done this time and time and time again for many of the best market-leading brands on social media, to where you're generating tens of millions of additional views per month that are targeted. A lot of these views are driving conversions, and then you see significantly more conversions when you start retargeting them with ads as well and using all these creatives as ads. This is what gets your brand from 10 million to 100 million plus. This is what becomes the ultimate competitive edge that most people in your industry do not have. This is the first mover early advantage to scale your brand to the top that many other people are going to start catching on to and doing in the next 3 to 5 years. If you do this today, you are early and you are going to win and you are going to dominate on social media. So let's summarize all this together. With the first organic content, what this does is, one, and most importantly, it builds you a brand. A brand is much harder to build through paid ads than it is through organic content. It comes across as genuine. And then all the people that the brand that you build that brings into your business in terms of sales conversations that you have, leads coming in the door, they are more so fans rather than someone that saw a paid ad, has never seen your company prior to that, and they have their guards up every step of the way when they're shopping your products or service. All the reach is free and targeted, using the same data that the platforms use for advertising. And there's no limit to how much that you can do. The limit simply is the systems and team that you have in place, which we do for brands like yourself, and do it with no cap or ceiling on the scale of where we can take this. What this also does is give you a huge amount of tested and proven creative that you can then repurpose to ads that are going to be much more profitable for you and much more effective. And the last huge benefit is it gives you a massive retargeting pool for your ads, where you're going to see a high ROI and a high ROAS on those campaigns. And so what you want to do is you want to do all of this at a very big level of scale. Let's just say this is a chart. You want to go off the charts and then funnel all of it to paid ads to become a full flywheel for your business and get you to that 100 million plus per year mark, like we've seen happen with multiple of our clients. If you are a multi 7 to 10 figure consumer brand or personal brand, and you want us to do all of this for you with performance-based pricing and satisfaction guaranteed. We've won many awards across the board on social media. Check out mediascaling.com. If you want an in-depth training on using TikTok and view stats to constantly find viral proven content, regardless of your industry, literally in minutes, check out this video that you see on screen to my right. And then lastly, hit that subscribe button to keep an update on more weekly trainings and content like this that's coming out for scaling your brand to 8 figures and beyond. And I'll see you in the next video.